Okay, unfortunately my phone died because it didn't beep to let me know that the battery was low. But like I was saying, I am, quite a few people have asked me that, especially here, because they say I have an accent, I guess, because I'm not from the South. But yeah, I'm from the home of Malcolm X, where we celebrate melanin excellence. And when it comes to music, I like real music. I don't like, I'm going to be honest, like, I probably couldn't tell y'all who half, if even a quarter of these new people are that be singing that, call themselves artists. Because to me, everybody sounds the same. It's like everyone, there's no authenticity, I'll put it that way. So with my music that I'm writing and producing, because I'm playing music too, that's going to be on my, I'm trying to type and talk at the same time. Hold on. This is one of my focus issues from Graves. Give me a second, because if I keep trying to type this and talk, I can't focus. So let me just type it and then talk. Okay. So yeah, I had to plug up my phone. It died. But regardless, I'm from the home of Malcolm X, where we celebrate melanin excellence. That's why you guys always see me putting that either in the description or, in the chat. I want to make sure that it has all the information. Yes, so everything's in the description for those who wanted to send donations that had reached out earlier. That information is in the description. Make sure you guys are following me on Rumble. I'm about to put all this in the chat. Hit the like button. And y'all, thank you to everybody who has been signing my petition and sharing it. Please continue to do so. So yeah, because I remember even Adina had asked me that, where I was from. The minute I started, I noticed that ever since I came back to H-Town, the minute I open my mouth, people just stop and stare. And I'm like, it's kind of weird. And they're always like, you have an accent. Where are you from? I'm like, I have an accent? I just never thought I had an accent. I just talk like me. Try to make sure it has the Rumble link. Family, everybody, make sure you go follow me on Rumble. Follow, like, share, subscribe, comment. Definitely check out my most recent live over there. The Pizzagate. We will be doing part 2. Once, I feel better enough to get all that set up and get on the live. Like I said, I started singing in the bathroom, and while I was having my episode, to just get through, because I ain't gonna lie, it'd be really painful, y'all, like super painful. So I just started, I put my earphones in and just started playing music. And not that it stopped the pain, but it rose my vibration while I was in pain. And that's the beauty of music, is absolutely what it can do and how it can make you feel and how it can help you heal your frequency even when you might be going through some shit. So I definitely want to thank everybody who has been sending positive energy and prayers. Thank you guys. I definitely think, I don't know what it was that I ate, but something I ate did not agree with something else that I ate. I know that. And I think I'm going to try to go back to being, I'm technically flexitarian because I eat mostly vegetarian, but I will eat chicken or turkey or seafood. But I know it's some sort of foodborne illness because of the nausea and I ate like this turkey sandwich. Yeah, now to think about it, it's been about 6 hours. And that's what I was telling y'all before. I learned that when I was in culinary school. If you start to feel nauseous or have like symptoms of diarrhea or feel like you're going to vomit within 4 to 6 hours after you eat, that means that something you ate is contaminated with a microorganism that triggers a foodborne illness. These are also things I'll be teaching with my Chef on a Budget channel under the health and nutrition sector, because I'm like, I have a pretty healthy today. I've had bananas, the fresh pineapple that I prepped a few days ago, and then I just had like a basic turkey sandwich. And I noticed like within about 4 hours, I started to feel nauseous and kind of getting sick. So unfortunately, yes, back to the bathroom I go. But just stay tuned for more, more shows. I will still do my Chef on a Budget, Eat Your Way Healthy, but I need to physically feel well enough to do that, to be like back in the kitchen. And then just, different environments I've been in. I really, even where I've had access to a kitchen, I just didn't feel comfortable because I don't like people interrupting my lives. I actually hate that shit. I feel like it's rude as hell. And when that happened, that really bothered me. And I was like, so, unless I'm in a space where I have complete privacy, the kitchen shows are coming back, just not like right away. But in the meantime, I will be showing you guys different ways that you can literally eat your way healthy and eliminate all medications, especially the pharmaceutical medications. The more I see advertisements for this med and this med, and it just reminded me of when I worked for United Health Group. Anytime a medication has a side effect that says suicide or death, I don't think that's some shit you should be putting in your fucking body, And they hated that about me when I worked for United Health Group. In fact, when I worked for United Health Group, it was during the time that I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And that was exactly why I refused to take Synthroid and any sort of chemo medication, because I knew the side effects, because I worked in their specialty injectables department. So like Humira, all that shit does is give you temporary relief with a fuck ton of side effects and unnecessary negative side effects. Like, you're treating rheumatoid arthritis, but it can cause suicidal thoughts. Like, come on, man. They have to read that shit off real fast because they're legally required to, verbally disclose what could happen. And it's just like, for years I was like, why do we take all these fucking medications just because a doctor said to take them? It doesn't mean it's good for you. And to be honest, a lot of those fucking medications they had me on for my thyroid, especially during the time I had thyroid cancer, and even after my thyroid cancer surgery, that shit is what triggered me to have the damn GI shit that I got going on now. Had me on all them fucking meds. Like, I was taking like 7 to 8 pills a day. I'm like, this is too much. So I just found a way. Like, I started studying, I started researching, what can I eat in place for people who are, like me, anemic, for people who are diabetic, for people who have hypertension, which is high blood pressure, for people who have hyperlipidemia, which is high cholesterol. What can they eat for inflammation? Just really researching natural, holistic ways of healing through what we're given, naturally with food, instead of taking all these fucking pills and then, next thing you know, you're having suicidal thoughts out of nowhere. Like, dude, that's some stupid shit. And what's even worse is the fact that a lot of us will just take it because your doctor said, without doing any research. It wasn't until I worked for them that I started truly researching medications that they would prescribe me. And 90% of the time, I wouldn't take them. Because I'm like, I already got enough issues as it is. I don't need y'all adding to it. Like, you got me on a heart beta blocker for heart palpitations that are symptoms of Graves' disease. And the fucking beta blocker made me have angina attacks that felt like a goddamn heart attack. I was like, hell nah. Not finna take this shit no more. That Ambien that was helping me sleep, that shit had me literally under hypnosis. I was sleepwalking and shit. And it was addictive as hell. It was like if you, my prescription ran out, it was like it made your body crave the shit. I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to take myself off of all of this. And I'm going to figure out better ways. So like when I take my sleep aid now, it's just over-the-counter diphenhydramine. That's all it is. And all that other shit that was making me even more sick, I was like, yeah, I'm going to eliminate all this. So, like I said, I'll be doing the Chef on a Budget, Eat Your Way Healthy, health and nutrition lessons, lives, videos for those who want to do like personal, like if you want an actual meal plan that can replace medication, like if you're like me that you don't want to take pharmaceutical pills, I'll be able to offer that. For those who are culinary students that are getting ready to take their Serve Safe, I'm going to be offering free lessons for that. I actually passed my Serve Safe with an A+, and my instructor was a health inspector, and I am extremely OCD. I actually thoroughly cleaned the AC unit where I'm at with like a toothbrush, chopsticks, and a whole bunch of shit because I got tired of that shit triggering my asthma and my sinuses. And I feel like instead of, charging students, I'd rather just give them the free information because it's not an easy test if you're not if your strong suit isn't science and math, it's going to be difficult. For me, my strong suit is definitely math and certain aspects of science when it comes to microorganisms, microbiology, chemistry, all that. I was always into that. Like I seriously am a nerd, a geek for sure. And I was always taking like those accelerated classes from like grade school through college. So there's things that I know I could help the next generation prepare for and just teach them about. And then just as a certified culinary trainer for Darden restaurants, I would educate and train for years. Like I said, I opened the Woodlands Longhorn Steakhouse in 2013 and worked at multiple locations between Houston, Sugarland, Katy, Webster, damn near all the locations. I was doing training. That's actually what first brought me out to Houston in 2012. So like I've left and come back a couple of times, but I'm going to be sharing the knowledge that I have on this platform, also on Rumble. And then I'm also going to include Twitch just because that's a different audience. And there's a couple of other apps I've been told about that I'm going to try, like when I actually do set up, my studio background and do my multi-stream and just see how it goes. Because me being slow down. See, this is a Graves' disease thing. My thoughts start going faster than my mouth can speak, and I have to literally tell myself to slow down. Okay. The avatar that I created, I'm going to be offering that like as a virtual service. So if people want to purchase avatars for the purpose of going live or for gaming or for whatever, I'll actually be offering avatar design and development and character design. And I'm actually adding this to my portfolio too. Like I said, I want to get the other ones that I designed and developed imported over here as well. So in time, let me take a look at y'all comments. Sorry, I didn't even realize y'all were commenting because I was looking at the sunset on the TV with the music. Dion said, I was told the same about my accent. It really is, lack of an accent, which is why there's so many call centers in Omaha, right? Because people always tell me, like, you speak so well. Like, what the fuck? I just be talking. But I have worked, for call centers for years. And, us having the business, doing weddings, us having the church, me singing, I'm just used to speaking. So it's just funny when people here tell me I have an accent, though. Winnie Marie, I just took an ibuprofen because I had a bad migraine today and it triggered an asthma attack. Yeah, that sucks. I hope you feel better. Why is it moving the chat? Winnie Brown tried chakra bowl. That is something I'm actually researching right now. Grand Rising, Neptune, Pisces. Andrew, good to see you, my good brother. I sent you a Cash App, but okay, thank you. I appreciate that. My phone, I forgot I had it on Do Not Disturb because of the live. Thank you. I appreciate any donations, family. Like I said, right now, it helps. It helps me to keep, a stable place over my head. So any donations are appreciated. It doesn't matter what amount you send. And again, for those who do want to send a donation, I did post my Cash App and Venmo link in the chat. So you can just scroll up and see it there. But thank you, Neptune Pisces. I do appreciate that. She said, yes, the meds are very dangerous. I refuse to take anything I'm supposed to take. Yeah, I don't take any pharmaceutical medications unless I've had surgery. Definitely if I have surgery, then yeah. But I didn't when I had my knee surgery, they had put me on Oxy. I didn't like that shit. Cause it made you all euphoric, but I didn't like how it made me feel when, you were sober, and then it really fucked up my digestive system. That's why I feel like, I know that the whole, tumors and things is something that runs in our family, but I genuinely feel like it's all the different fucking medications that they have put me on for my thyroid, during the time that I had thyroid cancer and even after my thyroid cancer surgery. They tried a whole bunch of different medications to try to regulate the half of it that's left, and it's still overactive, even though it's only half of it left. So that's why I still have all the same symptoms. And a lot of times my thoughts become very accelerated, just like racing thoughts, because of how my thyroid basically produces too much thyroid stimulating hormone. So it speeds up everything. That's why no matter what I eat, my digestive system immediately eliminates it. I don't have one of those digestive systems where, stuff sits in there for very long. So that from Graves mixed with the tumors and things, it's just not fun at times. So what I do is I either pray and meditate during my episode. A lot of times I do that. I start speaking healing over my body, and then I either start editing or listening to music, or both. And a lot of times it's both. I'll put my phone on Do Not Disturb and play the different playlists. And by the way, every song I play tonight is in my phone. Every single song. I have so many playlists in my phone. It's insane. And I usually just play music. I might sing with it while I'm editing, start creating, because it takes my mind from what my body is putting me through. And it just kind of elevates me to a more peaceful state, even though it is not only very painful, but also just flat out disgusting. So yeah, this is how I heal, literally, physically, spiritually, mentally. This is how I get strong. I do things that I enjoy, even when I am faced with a lot of challenges. And not gonna lie to y'all, I lost quite a bit of blood today, because I've had a couple of episodes. So like I said, it's definitely a priority to get in as soon as I am able to manifest the resources to pay what I need to pay. Because I want all this shit corrected. I want everything done. I want to go to the beach. I really want to go to the beach and connect with just my natural element, 'cause I'm a water sign as a Scorpio. I want to go do my prayers by the water, literally. Like, I communicate with the ocean because water really does have consciousness. And I have learned how to communicate with my element without actually opening my mouth. And the last time I went to the beach, I was speaking to the calmness in the waves, and then the waves came rushing in. And I was speaking healing for every animal and creature in the ocean, and I just felt this intense feeling of peace. So I definitely want to encourage whatever your sign is. If you're an earth sign, water sign, air sign, fire sign, connect with your element. I know for me that, like, my state where I am the most at peace is usually by the ocean, or at the very least, like a lake. It has to be natural water. And that's where I hear the stillness of the voice of the Most High God that's within me. And I get a lot of downloads spiritually. So I speak healing over my body from my crown down. Any energy rising up against me shall fall immediately and be destroyed. Those that are sending spiritual attacks on my body, on my peace, on my sleep, finances, for every evil intention, reverse it back to sender immediately upon the intention, 100,000-fold, and let death and hell follow their evil intentions back to them. Because I'm aware of some spiritual work that is being done. People really be playing with my gifts, thinking that I'm not gifted because I'm so quiet. But just because I'm quiet doesn't mean I don't see, feel, and hear everything about you, including the prayers you pray and the conversations you have and the spiritual attacks that you send. And my ancestors be showing me how they are defending constantly. And shout out to all of my angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, and ascended masters. There was someone today that asked me about birth charts and wanting to know more about their sign, because some people have dual signs, or you might be on the cusp. You might be a Scorpio with Libra cusp. I know for me, what? How do I know iPhone? Has someone tapped into my TV? Hold on. Shall I block a device? Give me a second. But yeah, they were asking me about that. And that is something that's more... is my Bluetooth on? Oh, why the fuck is the Bluetooth on? Turn that shit off. Hell no. Because I was like, why is it popping up about an iPhone? That's some bullshit. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's clear the data in the browser, just in case someone is... Okay, you know what? Hold on, y'all. I gotta set this down because I need to restart my device. Close it down. No, wait, and that. Okay. See, one thing about me when it comes to things like cyber, that's also something else I'm offering about cybersecurity. If at any point you're on a device and it shows you another person's device, typically, like Bluetooth, that's common because when you are in an environment with other people, it can pick up every device that's like within range. But if I'm online and all of a sudden I see someone phone pop up, I'm about to end that whole shit. So I want you guys to learn from that. Cybersecurity is a huge thing. And I know that when it comes to VPNs, they can be good, but they can also block your internet traffic. And I do think it's worth it to make sure that you have all of your stuff secure. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to clear that off. I'm going to disable this network. So like kind of what I'm doing right now to enhance security on my device, these are the kinds of things that I'll be offering with the virtual help desk. Because like I said, I've done a little bit of everything, and I've usually worked more than one job. Okay, I'm going to disable the network. I'm going to scan for devices. Now I could play the nature sounds while I'm doing this. Because unfortunately I had to, why is it so loud? I don't know why the hell that's so loud. Maybe because I'm standing right by the TV. Usually I have that 432 playing, but I want to do a quick sweep of the network. Plus, I need to jump off here anyway, because it's almost midnight. And, okay, come on. Now, I'm wondering, did my Bluetooth turn on by itself, or did I leave it on the last time? Because I don't recall. I don't remember enabling the Bluetooth. Maybe I did and just didn't remember. Let me check devices. Okay, I don't see any unrecognized devices. So that probably was just somebody close by this area trying to that is weird though. Now I want you guys to learn something from this. For those who don't know, if you have a cell phone or a laptop, especially if you have like a laptop or a computer that has Bluetooth capabilities, always check under your computer settings to make sure that that is not enabled. Because one of the things I learned in my cybersecurity class is that people, they can connect to your device if they're within range. If you're like, just how I didn't realize that the Bluetooth was already enabled on my laptop. People who are hackers, if that's on and you click accept, they have access to your entire device. And unfortunately, I know there's people that love iPhones. I don't. They're easily hackable, but iPhones can be used to do a lot of hacking. And it's just like stuff I learned when I was enrolled in the accelerated technology degree program. So, yeah. Neptune Pisces said, have you ever thought of creating YouTube intros for content creators? Not really. I'm going to tell you why. I have done that for a few content creators. And the thing about that is people don't usually want to pay you what you're worth, but they'll have you waste time, putting together a bunch of demos and then not actually wanting to pay. So typically, I allow clients to find me because I don't have time to be wasting time creating content for other people if they're not going to actually pay what they should. Because unfortunately, as much as I love our people, y'all be the main ones trying to get, you know, like a person like me who's had 20 plus years editing experience, easily I should be making six figures, and will. I do speak that into existence, that opportunity is coming my way. But people be wanting intros for like $25 and $50. No, that shit is time consuming. Editing alone is time consuming. When you're not using like apps where you type in something to create your content, when you're actually using Adobe Suite or Final Cut Pro or actual software, the audio visual aspect of editing is very meticulous. It's very time consuming. That's why it costs so much. Plus the software costs as well. And then your experience, you know, so people, they'll be like, oh, can you make me an intro? And then you make them like 4 to 6 samples. And it's like, oh, I like this, but, and then you keep doing the redesign, and then they don't ever like pay for it. And then if they do, they always trying to get a discount. Like, bruh, you don't know. There's a reason that this shit costs so much. And at the end of the day, how do I say this? I'm beyond intros. I'm literally editing, creating a movie as we speak, multiple movies and animations. So I'm more on that spectrum. You know, people who are kind of entry level editors are typically the ones that people will hire to do intros. Like my intro for my YouTube channel, I edited that on my phone in all of 30 seconds. Because again, I was enrolled in the Accelerated Technology Degree Program at Rasmussen College School of Design. So everything I did, we had to have it done exceptionally fast, and it had to be accurate. So not only do I edit, I'm very fast and efficient and thorough. And if it's not right, I will do a re-edit until it's right. But only if you pay for that, not for people that want, can you give me a sample? No, ma'am, no ham, no turkey. It's called a mock-up, and you do have to pay for that because there's costs associated with editing. There's costs associated with software. So I would rather market to businesses than content creators. Content creators typically want a lot of work for really, really cheap or damn near free. Businesses are going to come to you professional, already expecting to pay what you're worth, because that's what true business owners do. Just like if you go to Saks Fifth Avenue, you don't expect clothes at Saks to be the same price as Walmart. You feel me? So it's like, I'm not Walmart, baby. I'm definitely Saks, okay? You know, definitely. So in order for me to do work for people that are content creators, they got to pay the money. It's just that simple. Just like with catering, it has to be worth my time. Because I'm building so many different channels and platforms, I don't really got time to be doing shit for nobody else or trying to collab or do none of that. I'm doing all of my own things. Like, I'm producing an actual network, my own. So that's the level of skill set that I am on. That is the type of opportunities that I am pursuing. And that's the reason that I'm updating other channels and actually using some channels for my portfolio to show what I can do, just like creating the avatars, you know. So yeah. Intros, you mind if people I don't mind if you refer me to people. They need to be prepared to pay, you know, pay. Like, don't come to me thinking I'm finna do an intro for you for $100. No, hell no. Because you're going to use that intro for the whole duration of your online presence. And as, you know, your online presence grows and you capitalize, that's something that you'll never have to reproduce yourself. So my starting rate for most of my editing at the very minimum is $100 an hour. That's only if you struggling. Because at my skill set, people with my skill set charge 500 to 1,000 an hour. So 100 is like hella low for me. But, I'll start there if people need me to. But it's like, and that really depends on what you want. So it's like, if you want an intro on the level of mine or more on a network level, you're going to have to pay network money. It's just that simple. But yeah, I definitely don't mind you referring people because that's what I'm pursuing right now for my new career is to get paid what I am actually worth to edit and produce and create content. Now, right now, I am building my audience and expanding my platform. So, of course, you'll see me promote those who I look up to, those who, I support and believe in. I hate to say it, but I have so much footage from the H-Town events that I've been to over this past year. I'm going to probably put together an actual documentary for that instead of just doing a bunch of reels because I went to so many events in 2024 that I haven't even had a chance to promote because I've had so many other things going on. But I definitely want to get H-Town on the map. Shout out to the Freestyle Kane, Little Flip. Shout out to Derek McKinney, Loud Music. Shout out to Tim Ned, the best producer in H-Town. Shout out to Cody Blake, Skyra Bliss. Shout out to all of H-Town. Big Red and her artists. Shout out to everybody who I've met. What's the one, the skinny chick? Oh, I forget her name. But she could sing her ass off. She's so itty bitty, but she could really sing. I'll have to find it because I follow her on Instagram. But shout out to all the local artists. Zero, Corey with the Keys. Matter of fact, y'all make sure y'all go stream Corey with the Keys, latest music. When you go look at my shorts, you'll see. I basically took just a regular video he posted on Instagram with him and Flip because that's one of Flip's newest artists. Shout out to Up Above Entertainment, by the way, which is Flip's studio. He's one of the new artists that got signed to Up Above Entertainment. And, he does a lot of shows with Flip and they collaborate on a lot of music. They've made a lot of music. It's dope as hell. And they had a concert. I didn't get a chance to go, but I saw the video on Corey with the Keys' on his page. So I took that and just re-edited it, and added a lot of motion graphics and transitions and audio visuals, made sure to plug in their social media. That's what I do as a digital marketer and a multimedia producer is I create content. Like I will take, a regular, just basic ass video or Instagram post and make it more engaging to attract a wider audience, to attract, more views. It's definitely a marketing foundation, and that's what I have is digital marketing because this is what I did with my mom's business. We had our catering business. That was back before I had access to all this type of software when we used to just do shit manually, making flyers, advertisements, the manual ones like physical flyers, physical, advertisement, business cards, all of that. So I have like an extensive background in digital marketing and editing. And then when I was a member at that church, is where I got trained on TV production, and we actually started our own Apostolic Oneness Network. So they, like I said, brought in the local news station. They came and certified us, trained us, and showed us all the skill set that we needed. Like I was telling old girl earlier today, I was a videographer, a B-roll specialist. I was getting trained on DP, which is director of photography. I know about lighting, sound. I was all of production, pre-production, regular production, post-production, multimedia production, digital advertisements, even there. Like I used to AV edit the TV shows from my church services, and then we'd have to have the pastor screen them, and we had to edit sometimes 3 to 4 hour sermons down into a 22-minute TV segment, because the rest of the 8 minutes is all ads, and we had to know when to strategically insert the ads, which y'all call commercials, for the actual broadcast. So I have actually done broadcast network editing, and we literally started that network. It was called initially the Jesus Christ Apostolic Churches Network, and then we realized that was too long, so then we switched it to the Apostolic Oneness Network. And honestly, that network is still up and running. I'm just obviously not a part of it because I don't fuck with none of that cult shit no more. But at the time, that is where I learned. So I actually received my certification from the news station in 2003. And that's what got me started with the bigger side of editing. So, yeah. Neptune said, and I agree with you, people don't pay you for what you're worth. And that's the thing, they gonna pay me what I'm worth, or I'm not wasting my time, because shit, I got too much that I'm doing for my own brand. So ain't nobody got time for people wasting my time. And people that be like, when are you gonna do your cheesecakes and cater? $150 a plate or higher. That's when. Okay. And once I'm feeling better physically, then yeah, my cheesecakes will be back, and my cheesecake cakes. I know there's people here that have been wanting to order, but my number one priority right now is getting my health taken care of. So things that are more labor intensive are on pause for now, and I'm utilizing the digital side of my skill set to market and be able to provide multiple services on multiple platforms. So that is literally my focus right now. So I want to thank all of y'all that tuned in tonight. Andrew said I sound a lot better. I ain't gonna hold you. I sound better because I've been singing, but family, physically now, my stomach is fucked up. And I haven't even ate my dinner because I don't want to get, I just, I don't want it to get any worse than it already has, because I know I'm about to have to go back in the bathroom. I'm literally standing up. I'm not even sitting down right now. Because it hurts, like for real, it does. It hurts to sit. So I've been standing this whole time, from singing to talking to y'all. And this is just part of my reality. This is what I go through. For everybody that lied and made fun, it's not fun at all. It's very painful and gross. And that's why when I was in the bathroom, I sat there and started singing. I put in my earphones. And then when I got up, I decided to jump on live, and now I got to go right back in there. So I appreciate my energy is elevated because I did the thing that I love most, which is music. That's why I do music. That's why I listen to music. That's why I play music. That's why I sing music. It always elevates my frequency, even when I don't feel well. So there will be more to come. Y'all stay tuned. Again, let me post my Rumble in the chat because I really want y'all to go over and follow me on Rumble. Again, that's where I'm going to be continuing to do all of my investigative research lives. We will be doing part 2. I can't tell you what day because lately I have not been feeling that good. But when I am feeling better, like if I'm feeling better, either tomorrow or Friday is probably when I'm shooting for doing part 2. And we'll finish watching the documentary, The Pizzagate. And like I said, there's a few other things that have been brought to my attention on Instagram related. Now, Rafa thinking that he about to leave the country to, evade the subpoena. Sir, if you don't show up to court, they're gonna extradite your ass and you going to jail. Okay, in my funky Dineva voice, you going to jail for not showing up. So it might just be better, for you to just go on and show up, sir. Just go on and get it over with. Just like everybody else that's supposed to show up. Just go on and do what you gotta do. I keep forgetting that on this app there is no, I don't know why, but I'm not able to moderate because usually I turn on subscribers only. But Andrew, thank you for your positive words. Thank you to all of y'all. And again, I appreciate all the positive energy. Thank you for the prayers. And thank you for rocking it out with me. I'm going to be doing more voice training lives coming soon. As y'all like see, you know, I'm pushing my range and trying to, I want to get my vocal cords back strong like they were before I had my thyroid cancer surgery. Because them cutting across my vocal cords, they still, even after all these years, and because of Graves' disease, it does cause like that scratchy throat, where you're always clearing your throat type shit. And so, and then I need to, you know, deal with the exposure to mold as well. So hopefully with the very extensive cleaning that I did, that won't happen anymore. But damn near every place I've been, Airbnb, hotel, whatever, even just regular apartments, like both apartments that I had, that's why I left my fucking apartment. They were just infested with mold. And apparently that's just like an epidemic here in Houston. So yeah, that has been really fucking with my sinuses. I do think that's also contributing to intensifying my GI issues now that I think about it. So yeah, I'm speaking healing. I'm speaking abundance, regardless of the challenges. Music makes me happy. Creating art makes me happy. Making these avatars make me happy. Animation, making music, just, I go to my happy place during the challenges. So hopefully it inspires all of you to find something that you're passionate about. And when you're going through tough times, focus on that. Me being in a creative space makes me happy. And listening to my favorite songs, writing and making music, like even like I said, the bass line that I did the remix on, I did about, 5 or 6 of those last week on the piano app. And I recorded them too. And then I started writing music, you know, to the bass runs and to the melodies. Like literally, I woke up one morning at 8 o'clock with a melody and I'm like, what the fuck? And my ancestors woke me up like, yo, record that. And I'm like, bruh, I've only been asleep a couple of hours, but I literally woke up, heard a melody, played it on the piano app, recorded it and saved it, and then went back to sleep. So yeah, it's going to be more coming from D Natural. That is my stage name. More coming from the creative side of things and just elevating despite the challenges. Winnie Marie, much love and prayers. Thank you so much, my love. And I'm glad you were able to tune in. Twinette, trying to go over to Rumble with the link. Hold on, let me post it again. This time I'll post just the link, not the whole thing. So yeah, I mean, if you just type in, if you go in Rumble and search and just type in Just D Show, it should pull up the page, or the channel rather. And I just typed it in the chat also. So you should be able to click on just that link and it'll take you straight to my channel. But yeah, my most recent live, definitely go check out the Pizzagate. Check out that live. Shout out to the 700 plus views on Rumble. Appreciate you. Appreciate the new followers. I want to acknowledge y'all because I'm getting the notifications that I'm getting new followers daily. So thank you to everyone who's following my channel on Rumble. Y'all make sure you tune in over there. That is where all the lives are going to be. I mean, these random ones, of course, will still be on YouTube, especially with the avatar. But like all of the Exposing the Truth lives, they're going to be on the Rumble platform because, again, they don't do all that extra censoring. So I'll always start the lives on YouTube to let y'all know that I'm live. But then I'll end the streaming on YouTube, and then, you know, you got to tap in on Rumble to catch the rest of it. So I appreciate y'all. Again, for those, because I seen it was a couple of comments I got saying that they didn't see my information to donate. I just typed that into the chat as well. And Cody's in the chat. I can't see it. I don't see it. I wonder if it's because I'm on this third-party app. It's not showing me all of the comments, because I sure didn't see that Cody was in there. It could also be this app, though. Family, I can't see your chat, Cody, but if you in the chat, good to see you, my good brother. So yeah, for those who were leaving comments asking about the donations, I just typed my Cash App and Venmo. Donations are appreciated, and yes, they are needed. And I want to thank everybody who has sent a donation in the past. Thank you to those who have recently sent donations. Thank you to those who have been sending prayers. So, oh, she said Cody's not in here. Okay, I was like, I don't see any comment. But I do appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you guys' positive energy. That helps a lot as I'm going through this. And like I said, I don't give my energy to worry. I know that whatever the outcome, when I'm able to get my biopsies done, that I'm already healed, just like I was when I had thyroid cancer. As much as people are afraid that that's what's going on, I don't receive that. I love y'all for your concern, but I will not receive that, and I will not claim that. I am healed no matter what I am told, and I'm going to heal myself naturally, just like I did before. So y'all stay tuned. I will be back soon. Have a beautiful evening.